here at the alligator farm today, and you see one's floating around in the water. These are the hatchlings, American alligator hatchlings. A large species, adult males regularly reach 12 to 13 feet. A record length of 19 feet has been reported. Adults are uniformly gray, black, possibly with speckling along the jaw. Underside of the neck is cream colored. The young are black with yellow or white crossbands on the back and tail. The habitat, they inhabit most swamps, marshes, streams, rivers, and lakes. Through its range, occasionally found in the coastal brackish water habitats and barrier islands, oftentimes discovered in retention ponds, drainage canals, and even swimming pools, which means watch your home area. No matter where you're at in Florida, watch where you're at, and alligators might be around. So in there you can see a bunch of little hatchling alligators. They're sunbathing. They're laying out in the sun. There's a few turtles in with them. So I guess they don't eat turtles? Turtles are safe from them then, huh?
Not
they can live together? Maybe it's because they're hatchlings and their mouth isn't big enough for them?
That could be what it is.
We have an albino alligator over here. This is kind of cool. What is albinism? Albinism is a genetic anomaly that prevents production of melanin skin pigment. Albinism is found in any species, including humans. Same species as American alligators. The albino American alligators are the same species as the alligators found throughout the southeast United States. In fact, the parents of these alligators had normal pigmentation. The albino alligator is found in the wild, but they have more difficult time avoiding predators due to lack of camouflage. Sunburned alligators? Albino alligators still try to control their body temperature by basking in the sun. However, without the protection afforded to most alligators by pigments in the skin, they are susceptible to sunburns. Interesting.
Rub some lotion on that deer.
Go get you some sunblock, honey. So this little guy, well, he's not that little, but he's kind of bathing half in and out of the sun, and he looks like he might be napping. They have another albino alligator. Oh, he's a littler guy. He's long and skinny. There's a few in the pond as well with a turtle. Let's see if I can see these guys. They're just hanging out in the water. There's 3 of them in this enclosure, it looks like. Okay, so we're at the American alligator. This large crocodilian species sees males regularly reach 12 to 13 feet, and a record length of 15 feet 9 inches has been reported. Adults are gray to black with a cream-colored neck, possible speckling along the jaw. Juveniles are black with yellow or white crossbands on their backs and tails. American alligators prey upon fish, birds, snakes, invertebrates, amphibians, turtles, and mammals. Large alligators will seek out larger prey, hence your dog, deer, whatever else might be in your yard. In-laws, little small children, so be very, very careful. This guy is huge. He has got to be all of 15 feet. He's massive in the belly area, just crazy. There must be about 20 or more gators in this particular habitat. There's some in the water. They're slowly moving, stealth-like, ninja-like, waiting to jump on you. And then there's all of them that are just kind of chilling. Some of them are on the other side of this pond, hanging out with their head out, like bathing in the sun. Some are in the water with the sun on them, and then some are over here in the shade, just kind of relaxing. Oh, I see him breathing. I know he's alive. He's huge. So we're by the habitat for a golden conure bird. They're bright and eye-catching. The golden conure features brilliant yellow body feathers and dark green flight feathers. It has pink feet and a green and a gray bill. Juveniles of the species have green tint to their feathers and don't develop the striking yellow fur which they are named until they are almost 2 years old. So these must be adults. I don't know that I see any juveniles in here, but they're kind of pretty up there. Red-crested cardinals, and I see them up further up in the tree. The red-crested cardinal is a medium-sized bird, features a white chest and abdomen with a gray back and wings. Its most distinguishing feature is its prominent scarlet head and crest, from which it takes its name. And the blue-billed curassow, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, he's actually right in front of us here, Steve. This large terrestrial game bird has low, booming voice. The male is black with a white vent and tail tip. He features tan bill with a fleshy blue cirrus and hanging wattle. The female is black with black and white crest feathers and fine white markings on her wings. She also exhibits a bluish base on her bill. Well, she's got a bluish base on her bill, so I'm thinking this one is a female right in front of us. Don't quote me on that, because I'm no expert.
They ain't fucking with this guy.
No, he's pretty big. Like I said, he looks fake, but I know he's real because his eye, like...
That's just funny how you said that.
Well, you know, because they're so still.
Well, that's how they catch the
Oh, I
prey.
know, but it's just like, right now he's right in front of us. Let me just get an angle of this. This crocodile right in front of me, and like I said, he looks like a statue because he's so still, not moving, and his mouth is like cracked open. He's sleeping with his mouth open. Yeah, I was just about to say that, but he's not fake because you can see very little bit of movement with his eyelids going up and down. This is a broad-snouted caiman, a medium-sized crocodilian. Males reach up to 6.5 feet, and most females are much smaller. Adults are pale olive green and may have dark spots along the lower jaw, with a proportionately wider snouter head than other crocodilians. This species also has a great tolerance for colder conditions. So these are northern crocodiles.
I bet you they're not going to Michigan.
No, probably not. There's one over there kind of in the shade out of the pond, and then you've got another one that likes to sit over there in the pond, half out and half in. It's getting a little sun on the back of his neck and head, but enjoying the sunshine nonetheless. So this guy is pretty long. You can see his tail here, and he comes all the way down here. He's pretty long. And he's just kind of lounging there in the shade and the water, and that's a black caiman. The black caiman is the largest species of alligators and caiman, with males regularly reaching 14 feet and with reported lengths exceeding 18 feet. The species is mostly black with yellowish or white crossbands along flanks, gray bands or spots along jaws, and large prominent eyes. Let's see if I can see his large prominent eyes. They're closed. Imagine that. A West African crocodile, not to be confused with the more aggressive and widely feared Nile crocodile of Eastern Africa, and West African crocodile is smaller and more docile than its Nile cousin. African slender snouted crocodile. This little guy in front of me, I believe, is one of the babies. If you look closely, you might be able to spot one of our 11 babies in this habitat. The adults have proven to be great parents and are very protective over their young. This is the pair's third clutch of babies, and we love that the parents help raise them. Hatch date range August 10 to the 18th of 2019. That little guy is little. So I guess they don't really grow very fast then, because he's literally maybe 2 feet long, if that, I'm thinking. Wish I had tape measure and I could go up and measure him. He doesn't look that intimidating. The bigger ones, I don't see any.
They're all getting some gator
Oh,
tail.
there's another one laying over there on the edge of the pond, but they all look small. Oh, there's a third one. Oh, there's a fourth one back there as well. So golden crocodile is a hybrid between the saltwater crocodile and the Siamese crocodile. Is an offspring between two different species. Some wild crocodile populations overlap, resulting in naturally occurring hybrids. Examples of this are American Cuban crocodile, American X Morlet's crocodile, and saltwater X Siamese crocodile. Hybrid vigor can produce offspring that grow faster, larger, and stronger. How's that? And he's in the back, and he's a pretty good size one. He's got to be all of 6 feet at least, and he almost kind of looks like an albino at the head because he's so light, like this so light yellow. And then he's got black and yellow along his tails and the rest of his body as well. But he's pretty cool looking too. Johnston's crocodile, a small to mid-sized species. Johnston's crocodile, average 6 to 8 feet long, is dark brown or olive green and features black flecks with faint dark crossbands on its body and tail, as well as distinctive long, narrow snout. He's kind of ugly and creepy looking.
Look down. Aren't most mammals?
Just really long and skinny snout. It's kind of creepy looking, like I said. The Siamese crocodile, these are actually moving in the water, like swimming. So you've got a little bit of action shot there. One's crawling out of the pond across the way. These are kind of smaller. Wonder how old they were. Be interesting to know, like the ages. This one is the Siamese crocodile. This mid-sized crocodile reaches about 13 feet as adults. These obviously are not adults. They're too small to be adults. It's dark olive, yellow, or brownish green. It is spotted black with dark bands on its body and tail. It also features a bony ridge running between its teeth. But these are the most active ones that I've seen so far today. They've actually swam. One's crawling along the bottom of the pond, pushing another one. Maybe they're gonna fight. Oh, he's kind of like jawing or, nibbling at him. He went under him. Pond with some little turtles, medium-sized turtles, some different colored birds. That one's black and it's got like iridescent blue and purple on its head. It's very pretty. Around the corner they had these little ducks that were floating around, and they're kind of cool. It's got like a blue bill. I've never seen a blue bill, like a light blue, and their bodies are brown. Their head is black on the top and white along the sides. There's 3 of them right there. Those are kind of cool. We'll have to find out what those are and tell you. And they got their turtles sitting there, one on the log. The other 2, they're out as the water as well. And they're swimming underneath the bridge, the little duckies. There are 16 species of macaw. And they have a blue and gold, green-winged, and scarlet, and hyacinthia, I think is how you say that, focused on this placard here. And the one in front of us, I would say, with all the coloring, would be a blue and gold, even though it's got some red on them, or maybe it's a green-winged. I don't know, because it doesn't show a full picture, so I'm not really sure what the one is on this perch in front of us. But he's not enclosed. He's just sitting out on the perch.
So what color is he?
His head is red. Then he's got some green and blue and maybe like a black on the edge of some of the feathers. And then the feathers that go straight down are like a red and blue mix. He's a very pretty bird.
Oh, what color is his bill?
White with a little bit of black. And it looks like he's got some red around his eyes. So actually with what I'm seeing with his eyes, I would say more he would be a green-winged macaw.
Nice.
I wonder if he talks. So there are 350 species of parrots found around the world. Can you identify the type of parrot in front of you? Okay, so macaw is part of the parrot family because they have macaw, cockatoo, and Amazon. And I would say by the looks of him, he's a macaw or an Amazon, but it really doesn't tell me then which one I got, because I could be wrong. But to me, it looks like a macaw from the silhouette of the picture that they're showing. And he's completely white, very, very pretty. I wonder how many people talk to all the birds and see if they talk back. Cape Griffin vulture. one of the largest African vultures with a heavy body, long neck, small head, and wingspan of nearly 9 feet. Them are some ugly birds, by the way. They feed solely on dead animals the size of an antelope or larger. Dominant feature at feeding site, capable of feeding off jackals and aggressive warthogs. We got the hooded vulture is another one, and that one is recent rapid decline in population numbers due to hunting and indiscriminate poisoning, as well as habitat loss and degradation. Feeds primarily on decaying flesh from animals' carcasses. Also eats grasshoppers, grubs, locusts, and fish. Often associated with human settlements, but also found in open grasslands, forest edge, wooded savanna, desert, and along coast. The little mane looks like a starburst coming out with all these little prickly things. Long, skinny legs, black feathers from blackish gray feathers from the neck down to about the middle of the body, and then under that they've got like a white yellow, and then towards the back it's like a dark brown, almost like a reddish tint to it. And then his head, he's got white and orange by his eyes and a black bill. So there's a big tortoise over there. He's huge. I mean, not as big as some of them get, but he's a pretty good size, and he's actually got his head out and he's kind of looking around, so it's kind of cool. He's actually moving. He's not like stuck in his shell like most of them do. They've got a red ruffed lemur. They've got a regular lemur that just hopped over from one part of his... Oh, he's moving. He's on the move. He's all over the place, hopping and jumping and skipping. He's a ring-tailed lemur. Oh, there's another one on top of the... It's kind of like, you know how the cat trees are with different ledges? That's what they kind of have out here, different ledges for them to sit on and
that's cool.
Kind of stuff. And they've got like a hut kind of cover over the top so they have shade.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
It is pretty neat.
Nice.
So I got a couple gators down here on the pond, but these are where the birds are inhabiting. They've got white egrets hanging out in the trees and some other type of birds. I have no idea like how many species of birds they have. They've got one that has some pink feathers on it, but I don't quite think it's a flamingo. You can hear them fighting up there in the trees. Oh, they're feeding the babies up in the nest up there. Calling for dinner time or lunchtime then. Gray skinny legs, white underneath on the front, gray and like a purplish feather, like a reddish purplish. I don't know, it's a kind of a interesting color. Long skinny neck. Their bill is like really long and skinny. Looks like a pencil, like a full-size pencil. A little couple feathers hanging on the top of his head. And you got some bird that looks similar to it behind it that's more brown. I wonder if maybe it's a younger one, or if it's just a different species of birds. But they're all hanging out in these trees. Like every tree branch you look, there's a different bird. It's kind of neat.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
actually.
well, and then you got crocodiles under. You got the crocodiles underneath in the water.
Happy Memorial Day. Alligator style.
Ooh. He just snapped at something.
Hey, y'all got the camera. Look, they're mating over here. Look, they're mating right behind us upstairs. Look at them. They're mating right there.
Okay. Oh, yep.
I know you wanted to touch
So
that
here's
today.
for our YouTube people. They got a couple crocodiles mating over here.
That's a new meeting to getting some tail.
That's right. Getting some gator tail.
There's a tree in front of us that like every branch has a bird on it. There's several bird nests in this tree with the crocodiles resting underneath. I wonder if that's a mating call. Hello there. All different kinds. There's white ones, gray ones, brown ones. There's a white and brown one back over there. There's this one sitting in a nest that's pretty close to the edge here, and he is more of a grayish with some white. Can't see the face. And then there's one behind that nesting in the tree as well. And then in this tree right here, you can see this one really, I could reach out and reach the nest of this bird that's sitting out there with her nest. And then she just sat down and probably has some eggs up there that she's protecting. But all of these all over the place. This is just really kind of a cool little spot. The tree in front of me has not got a lot of green leaves on it. It's pretty bare when you look at it, mostly just like dead branches, so to speak, maybe, but it's filled with the white, I believe they're egrets mainly,
I believe you're correct.
but it could be other birds as well, but it's just full. Kind of reminds me of when we went to Busch Gardens and we saw them in the tree and they look like a bunch of little pieces of cotton.
It's like the Stephen King movie, The Killer Birds.
The killer birds. And now this tree right here, you've got a nest of all different sorts of birds again. Like every other branch has different birds with nests. And it's just really kind of cool. Oh, there's babies over there. And then the gators over there. See the little babies and mama's sitting there protecting them. Here's a close-up of a croc in front of me with his head out of the water. Recognize this croc? This is the Tic-Tac, or this is Tic-Tac. I wonder if that's where they got the name Tic-Tacs.
Maybe.
The giant crocodile from the 2003 movie Peter Pan. Now this baby is big orange eyes, mouth is open. I think it's big enough that Steve could actually lay inside his mouth and be eaten alive.
You couldn't get so lucky.